Alright guys, welcome. Here is a collection of tips for beginners that should help you out if you're just starting the game. Some of these things the game does tell you, so if that's the case, then let these act as reminders. Some of you, also, who've been playing this for a while will probably know all or most of these already, but feel free to drop additional tips into the comment section below. And lastly, I have tried to minimize any spoilers, but please note there may be a few creatures seen throughout this video that you haven't actually come across yet, but as I said, I've tried to keep that to a minimum. Okay, you're going to need to forage and scavenge, basically loot as much as you can. Not only the dead bodies of your slain enemies, but also the plants and the wildlife that are around. It's very clear to see what you can collect and what you can pick up. The game makes it pretty obvious, but make sure you do this and do a lot of it, especially early on in the game. It's going to help you level up your other items much quicker. Once you've got the focus, you'll be able to drop into this mode, which will allow you to actually tag some of the living creatures. I really do want you to go out there and slay an awful lot of cute cuddly animals. Don't feel too bad about it, because they also have items on them that you're going to need to use to upgrade other things. And you can also always sell your surplus items to any traders that you come across. We'll come to those a bit later. Okay, I'd also recommend that you upgrade your resources satchel really early, because you'll come across this message when you have looted so much stuff, you've filled up your bag basically. So to increase the size of your pouch, you need to go into your crafting menu and find your resources satchel. If you upgrade it with some of the stuff you've actually been looting, it will allow you to carry more stuff. There are certain items that you'll need in order to be able to upgrade your satchels, but if you've been looting a lot, you're likely to have these items already, so it should be fairly quick for you. So an excellent addition to the game is this notebook. If you go into your options menu and then come along to the notebook section, there is this machine catalog. This is the most useful thing about it. It shows you stats and other stuff as well, but this will show you exactly what items any machine that dies could drop. Now that's if you're on the hunt for a particular item, come in here and this will allow you to actually locate it. It will also show you your enemy's weaknesses and strengths and each component that makes up the beast, where it is and how to best take it down. There's a couple of things I want to mention here. Firstly, save often. Really go out of your way to do it, especially before or after something important is or is about to happen or has happened. The campfires are marked like this on the map. The grey one is one you haven't discovered yet. Green is one you have already found. But the special thing about the ones you've already found is you are able to actually fast travel to any of them from anywhere across the map. It will cost you one fast travel pack, but to be honest, they're pretty easy to make. A bit of wood and a couple of bits of meat, but if you've been hunting an awful lot like I've shown you, you won't have a problem crafting those. A bit later on, you won't need them, but well, no spoilers on that front. Okay, so quick save or manual save is up to you, but make sure you manual save before you turn it off for the night. Hit the options button and go down to settings. You've got the HUD here. It's always on by default. You can customize what shows and how it shows. That's cool, but I would switch to dynamic. Personally, I think this is the great way of playing the game because you've only really got your radar at the top. So if my health is full, that should disappear in a second. There it goes. So the only thing that I've got on my screen is my radar at the top, which is a very useful tool. Okay, that is a campfire. These icons can be a little bit unusual. Mother's crown is over there, but stride of sight. Okay, so there are things that show up on your map you can use your radar for. But anyway, that's not the tip. You can have that one for free, but it's just to change your HUD so that you don't have to look at all that noise all the time. If you simply want to just check on it, you don't press this, you just put your finger on the PS4 controller's touchpad and it will bring it all up. I think it just makes the whole game feel so much more immersive without having all of this stuff on screen all the time. Okay, you're going to be visiting a lot of the traders in the game, or the merchants I should say, but make sure when you do find one for the very first time, you go down and claim your free sample box. Yes, every single one of them gives you this away for free. Now then go into your inventory, down to treasure boxes, and there is your free sample box with a couple of items that you can use. In that one I got 2 fast travel packs, which is really useful. Okay, I'd like to give you a quick roundup of the skills that I think you should choose early on in the game to help you. Basically, the first two I think are the most important to mention: Silent Strike and the Lure Call. lure. I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. But these two skills between them are going to be an absolute godsend, and they will really, really help you level up fast in the game at the beginning. Very, very useful. Now, I think the best way to use them is to hide in the long grass, crouch down, aim at whichever animal you want, and then hit the lure button. That's down there at the bottom left. You can select it with your D-pad. But when you aim your bow at one of them, that will actually call that particular one over to you, lure him over to you, and then of course finally pounce on him with the silent strike. And of course, if you're hiding in the long grass, a very high chance that none of the others will see you if they're around as well. Okay, other skills I would go for immediately are concentration. You can get concentration plus as well, but this slows down time when you're aiming down sights, which will allow you to be a lot more accurate because you're going to be trying to shoot components off the backs of animals or underneath them, so you need to be accurate. I'd also go for critical hit. If an enemy is knocked to the ground, you can approach it, and then using your light attack, your R1 button, you can deliver a mighty blow, giving it a critical hit. Also, you have to go through healer to get to herbalist. Herbalist is another one I would recommend highly at the beginning, because it doubles the amount of medicine you can carry. You're probably going to need to be healing yourself quite often, especially in some of the bigger fights. And then gatherer is another skill I think is well worth getting. It gives you additional resources when foraging, and listen, it's all about looting at the beginning of the game, so of course being able to loot more of each item that you find is well worth getting. So those are the skills I reckon you should get at the very beginning of this game. Now, the game does tell you to do this, but it's really important, so I'm going to as well, to make sure that you scan everything and everywhere. You see, there are a few reasons why you want to do this. Okay, not only will it reveal the location of creatures that you couldn't see just by simple eyesight, you can of course tag these things hitting the R2 button when they're in this view. You have to sort of let your senses focus on them for a moment, but you can tag everything and they will remain tagged whether you're in your focus mode or not. It is very, very useful. Not only the tagging, which is awesome, I want to show you something else, because we found a few creatures. Take care of the turkey. There is a yellow highlighted area. That yellow area will be the beast's weak point. So if you are going to go in and target a creature and you want to do something bad to it, to cause the most damage to said creature, you want to aim at that yellow highlighted part or its face. Now, certain ammo is more effective against certain creatures, but read the notebook to find out exactly what that is. So in this case I'm using fire, an element, on that particular creature, and in a second you'll see exactly what happens there. It actually blew up and will have damaged everything else around it, which is superb. Any merchants that you visit will have special items called maps. Yes, maps for the collectibles. The collectibles are good because once you've got collections of them, you can do stuff. Trust me, you want to get these maps. They're relatively inexpensive if you've been looting for a while, and they will show you these little white regions at the center of which, and somewhere in there is one of these items. They can be hard to find, but if you're going to go collecting all these things, you need to get the maps to find them, otherwise you will never stumble across them all by accident. And once you've unlocked the maps, you've got it for the whole of the entire map surface will be covered with those locations. Okay, trying to keep this relatively spoiler free, but you will come across these Tallnecks. I'm sure you've seen those before in all the trailers anyway, and they will reveal somehow a larger area of the map. I'm not telling you how, but they will also show these symbols. These symbols that I'm about to show you are of places called cauldrons. They all have this sort of pyramid shape and something else. Now, I'm not going to tell you what you find when you go there, other than to tell you just to go there. Make sure you stock up on your ammo and any medicine you might need before you go. It's not a walk in the park. Each one you find will in some way teach you how to override different creatures. Okay, so that is all the tips I have for you in this video. Hopefully they're useful if you're just starting out in the game. And if you've been playing it for a while, maybe something in there that you found interesting or useful as well. Feel free to put other tips in the comment section down below. I'd love to see what you guys have been working on. There is plenty more I could say about the game, but I do feel that most of it is revealed to you, and you'll kind of work the rest of it out yourself as you go. But please do have fun with the game. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. And well, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and good night.